Your business is missing connection. It is not missing mastery. Lisa, I don't know enough, or people aren't buying because, I need a different social media strategy. I need a different marketing strategy. No, you need more opportunities for connection. So number one, stop being so ashamed of your story that you are not telling it. Nobody feels connected to you. They know you smart. You don't prove that. You know a lot about real estate. You know a lot about investing. You know a lot about health. Sure, but we don't need people who know a lot anymore. We have systems and robots for that. Now we need people who we feel like we can identify with. And low key, this ain't new. That's always been the case. It's just that information used to be so rare and so hard to distill down that we needed that just as much. Now that we don't need that just as much, now that we can distill down information much easier, the connection has moved up to number one and the thing that people need before they're willing to work with you.
Optimal health is not a privilege, it's a right. However, unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of health challenges today can be attributed to lifestyle. This includes our physical activity, the quality of our relationships, stress, purpose and fulfillment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could prevent and combat these health challenges with lifestyle changes before pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol podcast with yours truly, plant-based health and business coach, and now the forever voice in your head, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. Business is not easy. And if you are a service-based business, I want to share a brutal truth with you today that may be keeping you stuck, either in generating revenue, generating consistent revenue, bringing in leads and clients on a regular basis. Because I do a lot of Q&A masterclasses and teaching. And so I spend a lot of time with you guys. And I know that a lot of you in my audience have either a mission-driven brand or a story-driven brand. A mission-driven brand means that you are focused on impact just as much, if not more, than you're focused on income. And a story-driven brand means the founder's journey is central to the message and the offer of the business. So if you are a person who has a service-based business that's either mission-driven, big focus on impact, or story-driven, your personal story is the foundation of your offer. Your personal story is the foundation of your brand messaging. Then you need to hear what I'm about to share today, because I want to break down for you the one thing after years of talking to a ton of new founders and entrepreneurs. I'm going to share with you the brutal truth, which is the one thing that your business actually needs to grow that many of you are avoiding, either unintentionally or intentionally. It doesn't matter the intent. The point is, it is missing. And let me tell you a little bit about myself to really set the stage for today's conversation. I am an introvert. If this is not your first time here, then you might know that already. However, if you haven't consumed me a lot, you may not know that I am naturally, instinctively, by nature, an introvert. I am also a speaker. And one of the things that is undeniable responsibility about speaking is spending time with people after you come off the stage. If you're a really good speaker, when you come off the stage and you've moved people with your words, they're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to hug you. They're going to want to share their perspective. They're going to want to tell you what resonated with them from what you shared on the stage. And as an introvert, that part of speaking used to have, I don't want to say it wrong, but that part of speaking really used to drain me. That's the best way to say it, because being on the stage, light work. I could get on the stage, deliver a dynamic message, crack a little jokes, we have a good time. But when I come off of stage and it was time to spend more time with the people, hug them, shake hands, listen to stories, give feedback, give advice, all of that. That's the part of the job that used to really drain me, because naturally being an introvert, I recharge in private. And after so much social interaction, I need time to replenish and restore. However, our preferences don't always serve us. And sometimes what happens is we label ourselves so much that it becomes a reason as to why we can't show up on assignment. So if someone is an introvert, but God has called them to speak or teach like me, if they're not careful, they'll say, well, this is just who I am, or this is just part of my personality, or this is just the way I'm wired. And they will discredit the assignment, and they will decide that that part of the assignment, spending the time with the people when they get off of the stage, is not for them. And they're only going to do the parts that they enjoy. But when I learned that the assignment has nothing to do with how you're naturally wired or your first instinct, the assignment requires you to show up and complete it, all of what it's asking to do. And if you're a speaker like me, that includes all of the interaction that needs to come thereafter. My preferences don't always serve me. Connecting with the people after speaking, teaching, and coaching is a fundamental part of doing this work, is a fundamental part of fulfilling the assignment I was called to fulfill. For many service-based businesses that are mission-driven or story-driven, it is the same issue. We are struggling with doing the parts that the assignment requires, and we only want to do the parts that we want to do. So I'm going to break down for you the major part that you're avoiding today, and I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why, based on my observations of working with founders and entrepreneurs with mission-driven brands. And last week, y'all, I did a Q&A, a complimentary Q&A on Thursday, and about 60 people showed up, and we delved deep into a lot of questions. I said, ask me anything. And over 80% of the questions that you guys asked were about business and entrepreneurship and branding and all of those things. And because there were so many questions about business, I figured we could continue the conversation today. And when I did a meet and greet in Chicago the week before last, a lot of questions then were about business and were about how to move the needle in business. And very similar, I had some similar feedback, and I think I'm seeing a trend. And so anytime I see a trend in you guys' questions and conversations, I like to come on and address them publicly, because if a handful of you are asking those questions, then suffice it to say, many of you are having the same challenge. So last week we talked about overthinking, and we went deep, and a lot of you guys really enjoyed that episode. And today I'm hoping I'm able to really bless you from an entrepreneurial perspective. Let's get into it. The brutal truth about what your service-based business actually needs to grow that you're avoiding. The number one thing that I just illustrated in my opening story about being an introvert and the parts of speaking that I used to try and avoid speaks to the one thing that many of you guys are avoiding. And the short answer is connection. Is connection. One of the things that we absolutely must have used to be optional, today is mandatory in a service-based, mission-driven, or story-driven brand is connection. For a lot of us, we are trying to do the parts that we think are the most important. We want to build a really good product. We want to deliver the product. We want to build really good marketing and branding and visuals for the business. We want to make sure we have offers and all of that stuff. But we are not, for many of you, after speaking with you, spending enough time on connection. The thing that your business needs to generate revenue, to generate recurring revenue, meaning people continue to come into your business, people want to stay once they're inside, is connection. You have to have connection with people. When you are a mission-driven brand, when you are a story-driven brand, when you are a purpose-driven brand, the thing that you cannot avoid is spending time with people. The thing that you cannot get away from is making real connections, right? Not false connections, not connection that is manufactured, but people have to really feel connected to you in those type of businesses and those type of brands. And many of the individuals who are in my audience and who are in my business accelerator, every single one of their businesses are built on a personal story. It's a problem that they had once upon a time. They've been able to solve it for themselves, and now they want to help other people with a similar problem. When your story is the foundation of your message, when your story is the foundation of your offer, you have to connect with people. But let me be clear about what I mean by connect, because some of the reasons that new founders and new entrepreneurs have a failure to launch and they're not really moving the needle in business, it's because they think they don't know enough. So one of the things I hear constantly is, I don't have enough mastery over my subject matter. I don't have enough understanding of it. I can't answer questions as fluidly. I don't feel like I'm good enough yet to help anybody, not realizing that their story is what makes them attractive. And so what they do is they spend a lot of time trying to know more. Well, let me study this a little more. Let me master this subject a little more. Let me understand the science behind this a little more. Let me understand the mechanism and the pathology behind this a little more, not realizing that's not what's going to get a customer. That's not even what's going to keep a customer necessarily. Is it helpful and necessary? 100%. You absolutely want mastery in your subject matter. However, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, entrepreneurs, connection is where people really land with you and what they need from you in order to buy from you. Right. And so a lot of us, we have a failure to launch because we're like, I just don't know enough. I want to master this. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Let me study a little more. Let me read another book. Let me listen to another episode. I don't know enough of the science, not realizing that the people want you. They want your personality. They want your story. They want your perspective. Your perspective is not going to be found in a random book. You're trying to share information and people are trying to make connection. Y'all not on the same page. You're trying to share information and people are trying to make connection. Y'all not on the same page. We are very quickly, and I mean at lightning speed, moving away from the information sharing age. And we are going full throttle into the connection age. Information is abundant. There is not a shortage. You think you need to know more to help people. And what you really need is to connect more to help people. When you have a story-driven brand, when you once had the problem that you're now trying to solve for other people, that's what people need to see and hear from you. But we're thinking like, look, let me just master this science. Let me just go study this thing. Let me get this framework down so I can teach it. That's great. And people want that, but that's not what they want the most. So you're trying to share knowledge. They're trying to connect. Okay. So let me break down to you a couple reasons why I have heard you guys avoid connection so that you can do the inner work to move the needle, because the problem is not what you think it is, right? It's not the algorithm. The problem is not people don't want to pay. The problem is nobody has any money. No. They just don't feel connected to you. They don't feel drawn in because for you, you think the needle moving activity is teaching them something. It's not. The needle moving activity is sharing. It's sharing. And it's really building an authentic connection with real people in real time. Okay. So let me give you a very, very, very simple example. If you have a story-driven brand, that means that your offer and your messaging in your business is heavily, heavily rooted in your personal story, your personal journey, your personal transformation. That's a lot of you guys who listen to me, okay? Not telling your story is why you're not making money in business. And when I say not telling your story, many of you are sharing some of it. You're not sharing all of it. For many of you, there is a part of your story that you are avoiding opening up about. Now, I am not telling anybody to get on here and start sharing before they're emotionally equipped to do so. That's not what I'm suggesting, okay? Some of you are still healing from parts of your story, and that's part of the reason why you can't share it yet. But what I'm telling you is stop thinking that the strategy you're using in business is the problem. It's the absence of connection. And part of the absence of connection is the fact that you're not telling your whole story. And I'm going to tell you why I've heard from you guys that you're not telling your whole story. Reason number one, shame. Something happened and there's a part of you that feels shame around it. And so it feels embarrassing to share, right? Second reason I hear people not sharing their full story so that they can genuinely connect with people. Fear. Fear of what? Fear of judgment. People are going to judge me if I say this part.
or fear of completely discoloring the image that they've set up for themselves publicly, right? And so there's this fear of like, if I show this part of me, this super realistic human side of me, right, people are going to judge me for it. And these internet streets are pretty dangerous, right? Like I was born and raised in Detroit, and the internet is still more dangerous than the D, okay? West side of Detroit, like very much a few steps from 8 Mile, okay? And still the internet is more dangerous than Detroit, because it is scary in these internet streets, right? You are opening up, telling your story to people who are forming opinions about what you're saying. And sometimes the way you're intending it lands that way. And sometimes their perception of what you're sharing is not what you intended. And you have to deal with all of that. So trust me when I say I get it. But the truth of the matter is connection is how business happens in our types of businesses. A service-based business that's mission-driven and story brand driven requires connection. And the one reason that many of you are not making the connection that generates revenue, that increases the lifetime value of your customer, that keeps leads coming in the door, is you are not telling your story. There's shame, there's fear, or there's feelings of insignificance, right? Thinking that when you tell this part of your story, it's going to disqualify you. An example is like in health, for example. I've helped a lot of health coaches start their business. And one of the reasons they avoid telling their whole story a lot of times is because they're not perfect in their health. And so they're like, well, I still kind of struggle with sugar myself, or I still kind of struggle with salt myself, or I be missing workouts sometimes, or I'm going through something stressful. So they think sharing that disqualifies them from teaching or coaching to it, because I'm not perfect, or I still have weight to lose, or I teach people about stress, but I'm stressed out. And so they're like, I'm disqualified if I'm completely honest about that, or if I tell that part of my story, right? And so as a result, though, what you do is you come on and all you do is try and teach the science of stress, the science of food, the science of calories, the science of all of these things. And as a result, nobody buys. They're like, thanks for the information. Have a nice day. Because we didn't need the science of diabetes. We didn't need the science of high blood pressure. Like we didn't need the science behind financial stability. We need the story. We need to understand what you were going through when you were going through your go through. We need to understand that part. We don't just need to understand the science and the mechanics and the facts of investing. We don't just need to understand the science and the mechanics and the facts of real estate. We need to hear the story. We need to hear why you got into it. We need to hear the failures, the triumphs, the wins, the doubt, the disappointment, the losses, right? The big breakthroughs. And that connection is what gets people to say, oh, okay, I definitely want Lisa. She gets me, she sees me. Oh, okay, I definitely want Wanda. I definitely want Stacy. I definitely want Lachey. Like she gets me, she sees me. But we're trying to keep that part to ourselves. So we're not making a connection. And nobody needs another teacher. AI is the ultimate teacher. Google is the ultimate teacher. YouTube is the ultimate teacher. We don't need to learn another lesson. You don't need to teach us another trick of the trade. Connection is what AI cannot duplicate. And if we don't feel connected to you through your story, it's likely that we will absolutely listen to what you're sharing, take the information, and you will never see us again, right? And so we need to build connection. And the thing that a lot of you are avoiding is telling and sharing and being honest about your entire story. So fear, shame, insignificance, allowing those things to plant seeds of doubt into your mind and into your subconscious is part of the reason why your business is not going nowhere. 2 weeks ago, I was in Chicago, right? And we had a meet and greet. And at my meet and greets, I like to just do like basically open and live Q&A. I'm like, hey, let's just do a live group coaching session. So we all sit around the table and I let you guys ask me anything you want to ask me. And things are a lot of questions about business, a lot of questions about business. And so 2 weeks ago in Chicago, one of the questions someone asked about their social media channel. and someone talked about, their numbers not doing what they were supposed to do on social media, and just kind of wondering what adjustments needed to be made because their engagement had dropped. And I remember telling them, well, do you go live? And they're like, no. And I'm like, well, when do you spend time with your people? Right. I really don't. Right. And so what happens is we create content and it's not a conversation because it's one way. Right. And what I was telling them is that one of the best ways to develop connection and be relatable to your audience is to do lives. Why? Because you're literally spending quality time with people. And so the second reason a lot of you guys aren't building connection with people is because you're not spending time with them. You have to spend time with people in order for the connection to be built. So this, me live every Monday, is me spending time with my people. It's me spending quality time. I want you to think about any relationship. Every relationship, whether it's parent and child, whether it is siblings, friends, partners, quality time is what matters. Like, you have to spend quality time with people for a relationship to develop. Well, business is no different. A mission-driven business, a story-driven business is no different. If you are using your story to sell a service, if you are using your story as the foundation of your messaging, you have to get on, connect with people, share that story, but then spend time with them listening to their stories. Spend time with them getting in their minds, understanding their thought process, understanding their questions. Quality time. So the second reason your business is not doing what it was meant to do is because there's no quality time in your relationship. A couple of days ago, when I did a complimentary Q&A online, I literally just created a Zoom link, put it out there, and told y'all to come and ask me anything. Very, very, very low tech. And about 60 of you guys showed up, and you guys were asking questions. And I answered questions for 2 hours straight. 2 hours straight about anything you guys wanted to ask me. Quality time. I'm on here live every Monday morning. Live, meaning you guys can drop questions in real time and ask me. Live, meaning I can invite some of you guys up, which I've done several times on YouTube, to be on the screen with me to be coached live. Quality time. This is part of the reason why I don't offer digital courses. Historically, I haven't. And I only offer coaching programs that are curriculum based. Digital courses means I'm going to teach you a bunch of information and then, number one, hope you watch. And number two, hope it gets you a result. I haven't offered digital courses in the last 10 years in our business because I prefer to do group coaching programs or private coaching. Why? Quality time. The quality time that you spend with the people that you will actually want to spend money with you is what moves the needle. You think it's just all I need is the information. And I can deliver the information in whatever way feels good to me. So I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be heard. I don't want the vulnerability of being live. I can mess up. Things could go wrong. So I'm going to pre-record what I think they want to hear. I'm going to upload it. And then I'm going to expect them to take the next step with me and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars with me. You got to spend quality time with people. Now, if you're going to sell them a $7 widget, if you're going to sell them a $20 knickknack, then you don't need that much quality time. But when you're asking somebody to make an investment with you because on the other end of it is a transformation for them, y'all got to spend some time together. What are you thinking? That's literally like proposing to somebody on the first date. Very, very rare. Very rare. You're just like, take me up on this offer. We know nothing about one another. But the 30-second reel that you watched of me should have done the trick. What? You got to spend time with people before they invest with you. And so the second reason your business is not doing what your business was designed to do because you don't spend time with people. You're just throwing information at people. You haven't had any sessions where they're able to talk back to you. This is why I did masterclasses for so many years. I did an in-person masterclass in downtown Detroit for 5 years straight. Quality time. There are people who came to that masterclass that are still in my ecosystem today because I spent time with them. Your business is missing connection. It is not missing mastery. Lisa, I don't know enough, or people aren't buying because, I need a different social media strategy. I need a different marketing strategy. No, you need more opportunities for connection. So, number one, stop being so ashamed of your story that you are not telling it. Nobody feels connected to you. They know you smart. You don't prove that. You know a lot about real estate. You know a lot about investing. You know a lot about health. Sure, but we don't need people who know a lot anymore. We have systems and robots for that. Now we need people who we feel like we can identify with. And low key, this ain't new. That's always been the case. It's just that information used to be so rare and so hard to distill down that we needed that just as much. Now that we don't need that just as much, now that we can distill down information much easier, the connection has moved up to number one and the thing that people need before they're willing to work with you. So if you are not spending quality time with your people, you are on a losing journey in a service-based business. So ways that I do and have spent time with people to build connection: masterclasses, both in person and virtual. Okay. Lives on social media consistently so that they're a show. Like this has a name, Monday Morning Keynote. You guys know Monday Morning Keynote. As a matter of fact, back in November, I was in Jamaica doing a retreat, and there was a Monday that fell within that time frame. And based on the itinerary of where I was, I believe I couldn't do Monday Morning Keynote, or whatever the reason was. I couldn't do Monday Morning Keynote. But I had uploaded a talk that I had done previously to go live at my Monday Morning Keynote time, right? And so that video went live. But I remember literally Lachey, who's on today, she DM'd me on Instagram like, no Monday Morning Keynote today? Excuse me. Hello, where are you? Right? That's how consistent you need to be. So when you're not there, people are looking for you. That's connection. Like, excuse me, I need my morning dose. Right? And so there needs to be quality time, and there needs to be real, honest storytelling. And when I say storytelling, let me go back to that bit for a moment. You can't just share the parts of the story that make you comfortable or that feel safe to share. Now, you do get to wait until you're completely ready, but just know that there are probably some connections and some opportunities that you won't get until your full story is being told. And so I'm not telling people to move before they're ready, because if you don't have emotional intelligence, or if you are not emotionally sound around the story you need to tell, that can also do damage, right? So there needs to be wisdom here. Just know that the thing is not really going to get the reach it needs to have to move the needle in business until you're able to tell all the parts, like all the uncomfortable, all the embarrassing parts, all the parts that maybe don't make you look so good. Like a couple of weeks ago, I told you guys about my story of being disobedient, right? Where that resulted in some like crazy consequences, right? I've told all my stories. I've told my story of being abandoned by my father. I've told my imposter syndrome story that required me to, not require me, but caused me to go back to school because I didn't feel like I was good enough. So I'm like, let me go become a doctor. I've told my weight loss story that stems from physical insecurities and vulnerabilities. Like everything I do, because I'm a story-driven brand, is rooted in my personal story. And I tell the story to completion. But I am completely healed from one of those situations. I've talked about relationships and being engaged to be married. Like I have literally went through all of that, and the stories are complete, and I am healed and settled with each one, which means it doesn't matter how someone who is listening to it interprets it, because now for me, it's just a story to tell. It's not me still trying to explain myself. It's not me trying to make myself look good. It's not me trying to let myself off the hook. It's not me trying to get everybody to tell me you're amazing, you're wonderful in spite of. I don't care about none of that. Now it is literally a story meant to be in service to other people. Right? And so if your story is not that for you yet, you still have permission to heal. You still have permission to spend time healing. But I'm telling you, once you are on the other side of that, you need to come back and tell the people everything, because that connection is what's missing. You're trying to teach a lesson without telling the story. And that just doesn't work. It's not going to work. The information sharing age is dying quickly. It's becoming extinct. The access to the information, to the science, and to the mechanics of how to do this and how this works is just too available. It's just too available. So you have to be making connection with people. And you do that through authentic, whole, complete storytelling. And you do that through quality time. And I want to give you one more perspective that I've seen or heard from a lot of people. Then this is a belief around connection that is sabotaging a lot of businesses. A lot of us are sabotaging our own businesses because of this belief that we have. And that is, you only value people when they pay you. So if you only value people when they pay you, meaning once they pay you, once they agree to work with you, now you're like, what do you need from me? Yes, I can be available. Absolutely, I can do that for you. They're a paying client. But prepay, you ain't got time. You don't want to hear it. Like people getting on your nerves. That's not going to work. If you only value people once they've paid you, you are also sabotaging your business. You have to value people whether they're paying you or not. You have to be willing to honor people. You have to be willing to be in service to people whether they're paying you or not. You cannot only value people once they have paid for something from you. Like this going live every Monday morning at 10 a.m. EST, nobody pays for this. Yet I still prepare as if I am going to speak to a room full of paying attendees. This is literally called Monday Morning Keynote, which means I don't just come on here and be like, y'all getting this for free. Y'all better be glad I showed up. What's your questions? I ain't got, hurry up, make it quick. Like I don't have time. No. I prepare. I think days in advance. I take experiences that happened before today and try and bring them into the conversation. You guys heard me say I had a Q&A on Thursday. I had a meet and greet 2 weeks ago. Here's what some of you guys asked. Let me put some more sauce on it for you, right? I prepare as if you guys paid. You have to care about people, whether they are paying you or not. It is not enough to only give people value, only show that you care, only be in service to people if they have bought something from you. If that is how you're performing right now, you are in the wrong business. You should absolutely go work for somebody else so that it can continue to be all about you. Because once you start a business, which is only meant to be started to solve a problem for somebody else, but you only care about them if they buy and you don't give a crap about them if they don't, you don't deserve to be in business. Like, in order to make connections with people, you have to care about people.
Hey, it's Coach Lisa. If you've been feeling overwhelmed or stretched thin or like you know what to do, but you just haven't had the capacity to get it done, this is for you. We recently released our newest coaching program, and it's called the Gold Handle Club. And this is the Imperfect Founders Edition. It's designed to help you eliminate chronic stress one intentional moment at a time. And it's designed, most importantly, to feel easy as opposed to a high pressure program. This isn't another course that you have to keep up with. It's a simple daily ritual paired with real coaching and community support designed to fit into your life and not overwhelm it. Here's how it works. The Go Handle arrives at your door, and every morning for about 5 to 10 minutes, you sit still in silence. You scan the QR code, and every single day, new content unlocks a daily practice built around our signature HER method for eliminating chronic stress, not managing it, but eliminating it. And because this is our Imperfect Founders Edition, we're doing something super special. You're getting your Go Handle on us. All you'll cover is shipping. Plus, your first 30 days inside of the club and community are completely complimentary so that you can actually feel the difference before making any commitment. So if you're ready to stop pushing off those major decisions that need to be made, those uncomfortable conversations that need to be had, those mindset shifts and that healing that needs to happen now, this is your opportunity to get coached through that without feeling like there's another big appointment on your calendar. This is designed to fit into your quiet time to yourself every morning. So click the link in the show notes, join us inside of the Go Handle Club, Take advantage of the Imperfect Founders special offer, and I cannot wait to coach you to optimal health and radical obedience. Now back to the show.
Caring about people is not conditional. It's not conditional. Thank you, Josh. What up, Josh? Josh says, if you don't care before they pay, it's likely not mission driven. In practice, it's not, but on paper, they say they mission driven, Josh, right? Because you're 100% right. It's not a mission driven business if you don't care about people. But on paper, everything will look like they're a social enterprise. Everything will look like they care about people. But their practice says they only care about people under these conditions. What's those conditions? They done paid for something. Like, let me tell you guys, this is cool, but it's actually kind of sad. So on Instagram, a lot of people will reach out to me. They will ask questions in my DMs, right? So privately. And I almost always respond with a voice note. And I take the time to try and figure out somebody's name before I respond. So I'll take the few seconds to go to their profile. And I'm like, hey, Sharon, thank you so much for reaching out. Yeah, you're right. A plant-based diet can absolutely be taxing. Based on what you asked, here's what I think you should do, or here's what I think you should be considering. And do you guys know, 9 times out of 10, the response that I get has less to do with the information I shared and more to do with, oh my God, I can't believe you took the time to send me a voice note. I can't believe it's really you. Thank you so much. Like, these 60 seconds that you took to respond to me means so much to me. Quality time, connection. It's not even that hard unless you don't really care about people. It's not a business strategy. I just really care, right? It's not like, oh, now let me make the offer. It's not manipulative. It is really not that hard. It is, you got to genuinely care. You can't manufacture care. You can't manufacture connection. You got to genuinely give a damn. And many of us, our service-based, mission-driven, story-driven businesses are not moving because we are unwilling to spend time with people. We are unwilling to be honest about our story and our experience because there's shame and fear and all of these emotions still wrapped up in the doggone thing. And we don't really care about people unless they do something that benefits us. If that is you, close the business today. Google your state and what needs to be done for you to officially unenroll your business from existence. That's your assignment. Don't build another brand that doesn't really give a damn. Don't build another brand that's only in service to you. Just find out what the state of New York, what the state of Michigan, what the state of Florida, what the state of Texas requires you to officially close your business. There's paperwork you can fill out. No, for real. There's paperwork you can fill out so you can release the name back into the atmosphere so somebody who wants it can use it. Is so that you ain't got to pay that annual fee to keep yourself in business, so that the IRS won't come after you to pay taxes. There's paperwork you can fill out to close your business. Go ahead and do that. Shut it down. How you claim to be a mission-driven business, a story-driven brand. You don't tell a story. You don't spend time with people. You're not even telling your own story. You only care about people if they bought something and they get on your nerves when they're trying to get a question out of you before they buy. Shut the business down. Figure out what the state of California requires for you to officially, legally close the doors and go ahead and lock them up. Go ahead and padlock that thing. Shut your website down. Stop paying for the website to be up because you don't care about people. You started the business for your own quality of life. You started the business for your own revenue. You started the business so you wouldn't have a boss. You started the business so you could be on your own time. You started the business because you wanted a laptop lifestyle. You started the business because you were concerned about making money based on the quality of life you want to live. You don't care about people because if you did, you would spend time with them whether they paying you or not. If you did, you would have enough energy and give a damn to answer questions when people ask you. Shut the whole business down and make room for somebody who really is trying to solve their problem from a place of genuine concern, genuine desire. Release the name. Stop going to entrepreneur conferences, taking up seats. Why are you keeping seats warm when people really out here trying to solve real people problems? Shut the business down and go sell widgets. Go do a faceless brand on YouTube and just make money off of ads. Like, why you trying out here I'm a coach, I'm a speaker, I want to transform women, I want to help men, I want to help kids, I want to help. But soon as somebody, I got a question, shut the business down. Like, what? Lord, y'all be angering me. Give it back to them people. Why you paying an annual fee to keep this foolishness up? You know how many hours I had to spend with humans before they were ready to buy with me? You're not willing to spend time with people. You're not even willing to go live because your insecurities are thriving. You mean to tell me the reason you don't go live, the reason you don't spend time with people online is because you're worried about how you look, because you're worried about what your voice sounds like? So let me get this straight. Since the inception of the business to now, it's still all about you. Girl, shut the business down. What is we doing? File the paperwork. What does the state of New Jersey, what does the state of Washington, what does the state of Maryland require? You trying to worry about how to start? You should be shutting it down. I would like to officially submit my resignation as founder of what I claimed was a mission-driven business. Shut it down. I did a class 5 years straight, first Saturday of the month for free. To this day, I do a live on social media every week for free. I do masterclasses. I do speaking engagements. Lisa, I'm starting this business and I want you to come speak to our audience. And I'm like, well, when is it? How long is it? What do you need? If I can be there, I might be there. I still do pro bono speaking engagements and I get paid thousands to speak. You got to care about people. Business requires connection. Shut the business down. Change the name of this live. It's called Shut the Business Down. Y'all want information? Here it is. Go to Google and figure out what is required to unenroll your business from the registry of your state. You don't care about people. All I want to do is help people. Why don't you go live? Don't nobody want to hear what I got to say. I don't like the sound of my voice. My face don't look right. I need to lose weight. I stumble over my words. I'm not articulate. I don't know how to answer questions. All I hear is I, and me. Girl, shut the business down. Boy, what is you doing? Why are you lying to these people talking about you here to serve? Shut the business down. I done angered myself. I don't even know how I got here. Let me sip my emotional support tea. Hold on. Girl, take your own advice. You say you in business to transform. You want to help men get out of their own way. You want to help women get out of their own way. You want to help people become healthier, but you're not willing to spend not 1 second with a person if they ain't paid you. It makes no sense that somebody should be shocked and thrilled that I sent them a voice note in the DMs. I can't believe it's you. What do you mean you can't believe it's me? Who you thought was running this operation? It's me. I care. I wasn't lying when I told you I cared. I wasn't just doing that 30-second sound bite, yelling at you about sugar, yelling at you about stress, yelling at you about your business because I was trying to make a buck. I care. And caring is so rare. That's what E.T. said 2 weeks ago in Chicago. He said caring was so rare that all you got to do to become a multimillionaire is care. That's stupid that the bar is that low. So I thought I was here to tell you the brutal truth about what your service-based business was missing. Turns out the thing I was really here to invite you to do is to shut the business down. Y'all ain't doing no master class. Matter of fact, you will do one master class and won't come back. Shut the business down. I went live one time. I ain't been back since because ain't nobody show. Shut the business down. Yeah, people be messaging me. I be cutting my phone off. I cut my DMs off. I made my page private. Like, people want questions, but they don't never want to pay. Shut the business down. Find out what's required. I'm sure it can't be that much. Like in Michigan, you can file the paperwork online for sure. The same website that you go to pay the annual fee to keep you in business, I know for a fact, you can file the same paperwork. It's one sheet. You could turn it in digitally. Do it today. Shut the business down. File the paperwork so that the IRS won't be wondering why, like, you've been in business this many years, but you ain't paid taxes. If you go ahead and formally shut the business down, you ain't got to worry about the IRS coming after you. Go ahead. It's okay. Go back and work for them people because it's always been about you. And so if it's always about you, you won't need a business. Like, you started a business because you want to be your own boss. You started a business because you wanted to make as much money as you wanted to make. You started a business because you wanted to work from anywhere. You wanted geographic freedom. You wanted time for, I'm sick of people telling me what to do. You in business for all the wrong reasons. You ain't never started a business to really help people. Shut the business down. I'm telling you, it's a digital form. All you got to do is fill it out. Service-based businesses require connection. You cannot only care about people if they're giving you money in return. You're going to fall on your face quickly. That's why you're not making money now. You got to spend time with people. And let me tell you the final reason why people don't spend time with people. This is another belief you need to shift. Okay? So number one, you can't only care about people when they pay you, but then let me give you another perspective shift about spending time, quality time with people that you claim you in business for, spending quality time with people that you claim you in service to. You're still looking at social media from a consumer's lens, right? You're still viewing social media from a consumer mindset. Meaning, I've also heard founders say, like, I don't have time to be on social media all day. Yes, you're right. If you're on social media to consume, but when you become a producer, you should have nothing but time to be on social media all day. Because guess who on there? Yo people. Guess what they doing? Consuming. But guess what they not doing? Consuming you. You want to know why? Because you ain't on there. You want to know why? Because you are still thinking like a consumer. When you go from a consumer to a producer, you're now in the back end of social media. You're reading the metrics. You're looking at their age. You're paying attention to what they like and you don't like. You're studying them from a producer's perspective. And then what do? You get on there and you feed them what they need. You're like, oh, they like it when I do this. Oh, they like when I tell my story. Oh, they really like, okay. So y'all really be out here talking about, I got a mission-driven business, story brand business. I overcame this. I want to help other people overcome that. Then you come into my business accelerator and I'm like, okay, it's time to create your platform. Where are you going to show up to spend time with your people? You're like, I think I'll do Instagram. I think I'll do YouTube. I want to service organizations. I'm going to do LinkedIn. I'm like, bet, okay. I'm like, here, what's your cadence for posting? You should be going live at least once a week. You should be doing this. I ain't got time to be on social media all day. Oh gosh. You're a founder now. You're not a consumer anymore. Your people are on social media all day. Guess where you should be if you want revenue, if you want awareness, if you want visibility. Good job. You got it. You should be on social media. You're not on there for the same reasons. You're still thinking like a consumer. You should be thinking like a producer. How the one place where your people are is the place you don't want to be because you still have a belief that being on social media is a waste of time. You're thinking like a consumer. Shut the business down. You call yourself a founder. The paperwork got the nerve to have your name on it as the main point of contact. You done gave these people your address, your phone number as the founder and CEO of a company, still thinking like a 9-to-5. Child, go back and tell them people you want your job back. Hang your head low. Be humble. Apologize and tell them, I would like my shift back, please. I don't know how to think like a founder. I'm 2 years in still thinking like a consumer. Hang your head. Be humble. Sometimes you just got to eat it. Sometimes you just got to eat it and you got to go back and tell them people, my bad. I started a business for all the wrong reasons. My bad. I'm judging the people that I'm supposed to be in service to. My bad. Like, y'all still got that shift. What y'all do with that shift? Why y'all clean my desk off like that? You know I was coming back. Go tell them people you back. Go tell them people you back because you still think like a consumer, so you might as well stay a consumer. Because you don't have what it takes to make a connection with anybody. Because you judging them for doing the one thing you should be doing on social media all day. Doing what? Talking to them people. Doing what? Replying to comments. Doing what? Answering questions. Doing what? Sending voice notes so people know you care. Go get your job back. Go tell that school, never mind. You ain't got to find nobody else to teach my class. I messed up. I'm still a consumer. My bad. What y'all on? Y'all on algebra this week? I got it. I can take it from here. I'm back. Tell them people you back. I never learned how to think like a founder. I started judging the people I was supposed to be in service to. I got mad at them for asking me questions and I only valued them when they was willing to pay me. Tell them people you back. Tell them people you just need 1 hour to submit your paperwork to the state to shut your business down. You back. I created the page, but I don't be posting on there. Who got time to be on social media all day? You. What is we talking about? It's so wild to me. It's wild. What are you thinking? During a Q&A that I did a couple days ago, shout out to the homie, Ahmad came on and he asked me some great questions. And one of the things I had to tell him, because he was asking about being consistent on social media. and really being consistently showing up. I was telling him the importance of spending time with people, and I was telling him the importance of showing up consistently. And I was telling him, though, that we think people want to buy from the best. And we're not wrong. Like, as consumers, we would all say, I want the best of the best. I want the best of the best. But I told him that the truth is most people buy from recency, not because somebody is the best. If you have someone that's in the market right now that's shopping for what you sell, right? They're going to buy from the person that they saw it from the most recently and the most consistently. You might not even be the best, but you're the most visible. So people typically buy based on when's the last time they heard from you, the last time they saw you. Like, how quickly can they get to your page and get some content? How quickly? But if you think social media is a waste of time, if you're judging people for being on social media and you got a business and refuse to be on it, if you're judging people for being online and you're still in a consumer mindset that says, I ain't got time for this. I got to be building out my program. I got to be studying. I got to be recording a podcast that ain't nobody listen to because don't nobody know about, but whatever. I got to be updating my website. I need to go take some professional pictures. I need to be telling somebody I'm an entrepreneur so they can be proud of me. You focused on the wrong thing. You ain't nowhere with your people. You don't care about quality time. You don't care about connection, and you know nothing about recency. People are not going to buy from you. You could have the best unknown product or service. Do you want to be the best unknown, or do you want to be the best and well known? You can only be well known by showing up and being visible. Ba 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 ba. Come on now. You see the golden arches, you know what it is, visible. What is you talking about? Chick-fil-A, we got expectations. How are you? How are you today? Visible. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so you claim you want to help somebody, but you ain't nowhere to be found. And you think you mad at people because you like, they product not better than mine. It don't matter. It's visible. What is you? I didn't even know I was going to upset myself today. You know what it is? I stopped eating yesterday too early and I'm hungry. Will y'all forgive me? I didn't know I was hangry. I haven't ate today yet because y'all know I usually fast, but also I stopped eating way earlier than I normally. I'm trying to figure out why I'm so upset with y'all today. And we're going to blame it on that. I only had grapes for dinner last night because I was preparing to spend quality time with people this weekend. So this weekend we're having a live event in Houston. It's called the Radical Obedience Assembly. And we're inviting people to Houston. And I'm going to spend 2 days quality time with real people that we're in service to. And last night, the people who are VIP for the Radical Obedience Assembly, they get the first chapter of my book. And so I had to record it because I was like, I think they want to hear it in my voice. At first, I was going to give them the chapter like written, like a doc file that they read. And I'm like, that's kind of lame. I was like, I'm going to record chapter 1. I'm going to record the intro, the author's note, all of that stuff. And I want to give them an audio file to listen to the book. So that's what I was up doing last night in preparation to spend time and connect with people. Okay, so let's review, boys and girls, really quickly. And if there's any questions about this connection, this visibility, storytelling, spending quality time with people, I'm also willing to answer them from a very healthy, calm place. Okay. But let's review the brutal truth about why your service-based business that's mission-driven, story brand-driven is not growing, is not excelling, is not transforming the amount of lives that you want it to. It's because of the absence of connection, not the absence of your mastery, not the absence of people who have money, not the absence of people who are willing to buy. It is the absence of connection. When people feel connected to you, they do not need to convince themselves. And they also don't need a whole lot of convincing to take the next step with you. Okay. You don't need to change your prices. You don't need to be the cheapest deal in town. You have to build relationships with people. You have built no relationships. You're proposing on the first date. The answer is a resounding no. You're proposing on the first date. You have to build relationships. You have to spend time with people. They have to know your story. They have to know who you are. They have to feel connected to your genuine story. So a lot of us are not telling our story because of shame, because of fear, all of those emotions. So you haven't healed enough to tell the story, which means now your unhealed self is trying to run a business. So you have an unhealed business, but you're trying to transform people. Them two can't live on the same block. So you need to heal so you could tell the whole story so that people can feel connected to you. And then you have to spend quality time with people. People should not be shocked to get a voice note from me. Y'all out here doing that bad that y'all making me look good. I just send a voice note and people are like, oh my God, it's you. And I'm like, what I do? you asked me what's the best place to start my business. I'm just about to answer it right quick. Like, what is we doing? So you're not spending time with people. There's no quality time, but you swear you the expert on relationships. You know, quality time is one of the most important aspects of a healthy relationship. If you want to build a transformational business, it has to be rooted in healthy relationships. The people who you are in service to, you should be in relationship with. You know, one of the things I say almost every time I get done with teaching and get done with speaking online, before we end the Zoom call, I'd be like, all right, love y'all. Why? Because I do. Why? Because I know them. I know Anita. I know Sharon. I know Benita. I know Terry. I know Candace. Like, I really do. Like, I mess with y'all heavy. All right, love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. All right, love y'all. See y'all next week. Okay, love y'all. See y'all next Thursday. It's not bye. It's not make sure you leave a review. It's I love you. Why? Because we have a relationship. Why? Because we built a connection. How? Through quality time. See how simple that is? Now, if this doesn't feel good, just turn in the paperwork to shut down the business. Gosh, why do we have all these businesses that are straight up trash? Like, you not making revenue, so you mad because you started the business to make money, which is also part of the problem. I ain't saying you shouldn't make money. You absolutely should make money. We are for profit over here. However, you only started the business to make money. You only started the business to be your own boss. You only started the business so you can wake up when you wanted to. That's not gonna last. That's like marrying somebody for their looks. Thank you, Diana. And she says, this translates across all types of businesses. Yes, very good. Thank you, Eva. Hey, you can be so good at what you do. You ain't even got to ask people to pay you. They just feel obligated to bless you. That's what happened when my, y'all, several of y'all remember, but I know many of you guys knew. So I'll tell the story again real quick. When my interview with Brandy Harvey dropped in January, my mom called me and she was like, so-and-so from our church I'm going to give her your phone number. I said, okay. She said she wants to talk to you because she listened to your interview with Brandy Harvey. And I said, okay. I didn't know where this was going, right? So a couple hours, she called me, right? And she's like, I listened to your interview with Brandy Harvey and it was a Sunday. And she was like, and I didn't go to church today, but I listened to your interview and it was so good. She was like, it blessed me so much that I just believe in tithing when someone has ministered to me. I said, what? She said, so I just got your number from your mom because I needed to call you and get your Cash App so that I can pay my tithes today. I said, what? She said, I'm paying my tithes to you today. I didn't go to church because I didn't make it in today, but I listened to your interview and you poured into me so much. And I just believe in pouring into the people. I'm just telling you what I know to be true. I'm not even making up story. I'm telling you what has happened. When you care about people, when you show up to everything you do with the spirit of excellence, the interview was free. I didn't get paid to do that interview. I spent money to do that interview. I had to fly to Atlanta to sit down with Brandy Harvey. I had to pay for a hotel to be in Atlanta. I had to pay for food. I brought Kiwi with me. Like, I paid to do the interview so it could bless you for free. And guess what happened? Somebody called me and said, I want to pay my tithes to you today. That ain't never happened in the history of my history of being in business. Never, not once have I had anybody ever say, let me pay my tithes to you because you just blessed me off of some free content on YouTube. You got to care about people to be in business. What is y'all doing? Y'all not even putting effort into the free stuff that you supposed to do. And partly because you ain't got no business acumen. Because do you know the free stuff is what moves people into the paid stuff? You don't even know how the mechanism works. You working so hard to be good on the paid stuff that your free stuff is trash. What is we doing? Because you don't care about the people. You showing up unprepared, expecting them to just feel blessed because you showed up. Girl, don't nobody care about you. Boy, you don't look that good. You need to show up with value. What makes you think somebody about to sit here for 1 minute, 30 minutes, or 60 minutes at a time if you ain't prepared and you don't really give a... Y'all got any questions in the chat? We're going to try this again next Monday. I can't fast this much before I speak. I'm upset. Erica, let me bring her takeaway up because me and Erica was in the Q&A a couple of days ago. Erica says, I'm excited to go live on my YouTube channel. My story and transformation got me to become a YouTube partner during my 100-day challenge. 15 days left. Live a part to the longer plan. That's so good, Erica. Very proud of you. Shout out to Erica becoming a YouTube partner. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, that 100-day challenge, just like spending time with people. Y'all, how y'all claim y'all want to help people and you don't spend time with them? Like, y'all know how relationships work. You got to build a relationship with people. And how do you build a healthy relationship? Quality time. It's not even that difficult. If you don't like people, just go tell them people you want your job back. Okay? Okay. Stacy says, my takeaway, care about the people. Care about the people. If there was no other takeaway, Stacy, that's a great one. Care about the people. Like, genuinely care about the people. It should be no reason that I'm winning because I'm sending voice notes on Instagram. Like, wow, y'all done set the bar nice and low for your girl. I ain't even got to lift my leg that high to step over the bar. I'm over the bar. Like, I ain't even got to do too much to be over the bar. Y'all ignoring people. Y'all irritated by people. You know what else that people be shocked about that we do? And they be like, oh, replying to emails quickly. Thank you so much for replying. I'm like, thank you so much for replying. I can't believe you. What? Why is the bar so low? Kiavia's takeaway. Let me just read the takeaway. Get up out of here. Our preferences don't always serve us. Don't discredit the assignment because the assignment requires you to show up and complete it. What you don't want to do is a fundamental part. Kiavia, that's so good. And it's almost verbatim what I said in chapter 1 of the book. So there's a part in chapter 1 where I talk about being an introvert, and I talked about what my personal assignment has required of me and who it has required me to become. And the very first part of the book is literally called Complete, Not Partial, right? Because that's the first tenet and principle of radical obedience. So when you says it requires you to show up and complete it, when I say that is literally the essence of the first chapter of the book, it is we only doing the parts that are comfortable. We're only doing enough to make our quality of life better. We're like, well, my family doing good. I'm just so sick of that mindset. I'm so sick of the, well, my family is taken care of. I'm so sick of the me, myself, and mine mindset. I hate it so much. And I know you can't expect people to care as much as you, but I'm just so sick of people claiming to have missions or brands or initiatives that care about the people. But secretly, they have a me, myself, and mine mindset. They have a me, myself, and mine approach to life. Like, if you're going to do that, just go sit quietly, work your 9 to 5, take care of your family, and be quiet. Like, shut up and shut it down. Like, it's so crazy. On one day, you're like, me, myself, and mine. All I care about is me. All I care about is us. Long as my family's taken care of, long as my house is provided for, long as I'm like, it's okay to have that mindset. Just don't start a business, an initiative. Like, what you doing with a nonprofit with that mindset? Like, what you doing with a service-based, mission-driven business with that mindset? Like, if you got that mindset, just go have that mindset and live peacefully, taking care of you, yourself, and yours. But to have that mindset privately, but be publicly acting like you care, but you only care if somebody pays you, is like so fraudulent. It's so ugly. It's so crazy. Like, you got to care about more than just you. You have to. Like, it pains me so much when people disregard other people and take advantage of other people. I'm going to tell y'all a story, and this is where we're going to end. But I'm going to tell you this story because it hurt me so much how somebody played her, right? And I just feel obligated to add a little love into the picture, right? I don't tell stories about where I was a blessing to other people. I just don't, right? Those are not my stories to tell. It's just my act to do. But I'm going to tell you guys this story. So my hairdresser, I was recently in her shop, and everybody who is a service provider for me, I talk about business with everybody. Like, if you do my hair, if you clean my house, if you do my nails, you probably gonna get coached in business by me, okay? So we were talking business, right? I'm in the bowl getting my hair washed, and we were talking business, right? And she was like, yeah, I moved on to a different platform, a scheduling platform that requires people to pay before they show up. And I know for me, historically, getting my hair done, you usually pay when you get there. You usually pay after your hair is done. But since I've been going to her, I have to pay up front. And the shop that she worked at before was the same thing. Like, you have to pay for your appointment when you make it. And that was new to me, but I just went along with it. I don't care. And so she was telling me why she did that, though. And she was like, since I've really been out on my own, I've had 3 people not pay me. And I was like, what? Like, I had to squint. Heard very clear what she said, but I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I had 3 people not pay me. And I'm like, why? Like, what happened? And she's like, well, one person was like, their card was messing up and that they would get around to it later before she left. And then she was like, somebody else, they bought their kid and they kind of wasn't honest about all that their kid needed for their hair. And it was turned into a 3-hour job when it was supposed to be like a 40-minute job. It made me late for my next appointment and everything. And so I told her it would be like $75 more. Like, she was like, and she didn't pay me. And then she told me about another time, and she was just telling me about these people who took advantage of her. And I was so upset, right? So anyway, we talked about it and blah, blah, blah. And she was telling me what she was trying to do about it from a business standpoint. So now everybody has to pay for their appointment before they even get there. And I was like, I'm so sorry that you had to, adjust your whole business model for this foolishness. And so I always tip. Like, tipping is a value of mine. It's a principle, right? And so I always tip. I tip my housekeeper. I tip my nail tech. I tip my hairdresser. Like, I tip my server. I tip. So when I was leaving, I had already paid for the appointment. As y'all know, my hair was paid for, but my tip, I always do that, right? When I'm there or whatever. It was digital. Like it wasn't cash, right? So I sent her a tip. And so maybe 30 minutes after I left, she texted me and she was like, hey, I think you made a mistake. I think you added an extra 0. I think you meant to send $10 and you sent 100. And I was like, no, that wasn't a mistake. And she's like, what? And I'm like, no. I'm like, I know it absolutely doesn't make up for the people who played you and didn't pay you, but you deserve to be paid well. And I want you to know that there are still those of us out here who really care and want to take care of our service providers. And she was just like, oh my God. Because she was like, I just sent you $90 back. I said, don't send me no money back. It wasn't a mistake. My finger didn't slip. I care about people and people should care about people. And we shouldn't be only out here trying to get what works for us. We shouldn't be only out here thinking me, myself, and mine. And I don't care who I have to step on or step over or play or scam to make sure I'm taken care of. How you get your baby hair done 3 hours and you don't pay this person properly? And it angered me so much. Right? And so I just decided to bless her way more than I would have for my tip that day, just to let her know that I see you. I'm in business too. And I know what it's like. I've literally had that happen to me. I've been in business 11 years. I have literally had people not pay. They sign agreements. They try and email and say they ain't going to pay. What are you talking about? This is a business. This is not how this works, right? And so I try and be a blessing to people because I know what it's like for people to try and scam and lie or violate the terms and conditions of y'all agreement, right? And so we just have to care about people. So if you still have some of that me, myself, and mine, and I don't care about nobody else, and I don't care about in your spirit, like, go to God. Shut your business down and go to God in no particular order. Because like, how we all supposed to coexist when nobody cares about nobody except for the people under their roof? Like, that's so tacky. And how broken are you that once upon a time when you cared and you got hurt, you decided to stop caring forever? Like, go heal. Shut the business down. Go to God and go heal. Because one bad experience should not cause you to see the world through an unhealed, broken lens that means you scam people and you care about nobody forever just because somebody broke your heart, just because somebody let you down. Like, go heal. Go to God and close your business for God's sakes. Leave it up to the rest of us who are genuinely in it for the right reasons. I got a few people that I rock with, and we really started businesses for the right reasons. If that ain't you, like, you are not one of us, and be okay with that. We need employees. I mean, you can't work for me, but there's other people who will hire you. Go work for them. Stop trying to work for yourself with your broken self. Stop trying to work for yourself with your unhealed self. Stop trying to work for yourself with your selfish self. Like, go heal, go to God, go file the paperwork to close your business. Don't pay not another annual fee to keep your business in business. Like, shut the LLC down. It's too much. It's too much foolishness. You got to care about people. Okay? That's it. I'm getting up out of here. I done upset myself enough, so I'm gone. Bye, y'all. Have a phenomenal day.
You tuned in today because, like me, you refuse to let your good become the enemy of your great. You're not settling for good health when optimal is well within reach. If you're ready to go from good to great, visit lisaangelsmith.com to learn more about our plant-based health coaching program, Farm to Table, and our plant-based business accelerator and coaching certification. But before you go, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.